Hi Ritu, how are you?
I'm great, sir, today. But be honest, sir, little nervous.
Little nervous? Okay, no need to get nervous because this is a mock interview, right? Even if you are not able to answer the questions, then we will answer on your behalf. And you will be prepared for the real-time interview. You will come to know which are the topics which you need to learn, which are the topics which you are confident enough. So that's how you can come to know about your real-time interview preparation. Okay, so please don't get nervous. Okay, can you tell us something about yourself?
Sir, my name is Ritu Tanna. I am from Gujarat. And in 2022, I am doing a job in manual tester in a real estate domain, whereas my roles are getting the requirement, analyzing the requirement, building the test cases, executing the test cases, and finding the bug and reporting the bug. And sir, at recent, I'm go through the automation Udemy courses.
Okay, so that's good that you have started learning automation these days, right? Now, coming to the project in which you are working. So, can you tell me high level, end to end, like how do you start your day? What are the different activities different roles and
Okay.
responsibilities that you have? Yeah.
Sir, firstly, my day is start with checking the mail.
Mm-hmm.
Then after any stand-up meeting is there, then we attend that meeting. And whatever that day task, we update about it. After that, I am doing my whatever testing activity, doing a testing module, performing a smoke test, regression test, retesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then after I go, I go to the developer team for any changes, whatever changes they make to the testing module. I can get informed about it. Then sometime I got a call from the client, and at the end I submit my report and leave.
Okay. So when you say you get a call from client, so you get some random calls from the client, or is that a scheduled meeting?
No, sir. Sometime it's a scheduled meeting, or sometime get a random call.
Okay. So client is directly interacting with you.
Yes,
Okay, so that's a good point. Actually, this point you should be telling before when you start your answer. This point you should be framing it and you should be trying to keep it above in the sequence, right? It's a good thing that you are actively taking part in the client communication, right? Many of the testers, many of the team members, what they do, they just do testing, right? But they don't interact with the client. So what happens is they don't get a clear idea of the business, what is happening. But if you are interacting with the client, so that's a plus point, and you should be confident and you should try to elaborate this point. Like, okay, you do client communication, and then you do some follow up with them, or you help them with some test data, or you help them with some test scenarios. So this will be a good thing, right? Okay. Now you were mentioning that you go to the developer. So what
yes,
kind of communication you make with the developer?
sir. If they change any modification in the module,
Yes. Please go ahead. Yeah.
if any changes they
Mhm.
made in the module and I
Mhm.
didn't get about it, that's why I go to the developer.
Okay, so you mean to say you are not getting build related changes, deployment changes, then you
Changes,
are okay.
yes,
Okay, so what you should do is you should take an initiative and have a word with the QA lead or QA manager that you should get some consolidated email that what all changes they are making. For example, they might would have made changes in 3 to 4 cards. Cards, I mean issues or tickets, right? And then you should get an email that in this particular ticket, for example, first ticket, UI change was done. In second ticket, backend change was done. In third ticket, database changes were done. So this is how you should tell, right? Rather than, going to them and having that verbal communication, it should be a official email that should come from them.
okay.
So this is fine. Okay. Now, tell me one thing that how is a build deployed? let's say you come to know that build is deployed. So the development team or somebody from the developer, he's messaging you on Skype that the build is
Ye-
deployed.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So they are telling you that build is deployed. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Now, let's say which is the most challenging testing situation you have faced so far, and how did you overcome it?
Sir, one time I found a bug. That bug is that uh, whenever registration page is complete and registration is successfully done,
Hmm,
and user log into the our website
hmm,
one first time, after that first time means second time, user try to log in our website, but he or she can't log in into that website,
hmm,
but it goes to the blank page.
hmm.
That is the, I think for me it is
Okay.
difficult.
Okay, so you mean to say, so let me just reframe it, if I have understood it correctly. So there was one screen
Okay.
on which you were testing it, and then you were
Yes.
getting a blank page on that. So you were not able to know whether you have landed or you have navigated it to the correct page or not. Is it fine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But from the F12 console, you can come to know whether that API is being hit properly or not. Right? If the backend API is you are able to see in the console, then definitely you can tell that it's a UI based issue. Some element is not getting loaded, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say if this kind of question is asked to you in a real-time interview, what is the most challenging testing situation you have faced and how did you overcome it? So you can take an example of some performance test scenario, right? For example, the client gave you a task of testing with 2000 users, right? And
Okay.
yeah, so you had to coordinate with development team, with the database team, and make sure that those many users are available first of all in the application so that you can test with them. So creation of users, then making them active, then testing all those users maybe with JMeter tool or any other tool, and then sharing all those things in the with the client with some proper test results. So that is a challenging task, right? It's not something that is impossible, but that is a task that is time consuming, right? It will be taking time, right? Because you have to make sure that every user out of those 2000 users, right, it worked fine. Or if it did not, then also you have to communicate same thing to the client, right? So that thing you can tell. Okay, now let me share my screen. Let me know once it is visible.
Yes, sir. It
Okay.
is visible.
Okay, so this is an e-commerce based website, Flipkart. Okay,
Yes.
now I'm giving you one test scenario which you have to test. Okay, so
Okay.
these are the mobile phones related brands displayed over here, right? So Realme,
Yes.
Oppo, Pixel, Oppo, Vivo, right? Now you can see there is some UI related to it, like colors are there. For example, in Poco, yellow color is there. Oppo, green color is there. Also, there are some logos, like in this Pixel, they have got a Google logo, right?
Yes.
And and in Vivo, there is a blue color. Then the text is also not similar. It's also in a different colors. So how will you do this kind of image-based testing? You have to do image-based testing. I'm not telling you to do UI testing, like you click on this button and you're navigated to that particular screen. You have to do image-based testing. For example, if any text or if any color changes, then you should be able to find out the defect. So what would be your test strategy? How will you do image-based testing?
Sorry, sir. I
Okay, no worries. So first of all, see, you will document the test cases. You will develop the test cases. You will write
yes.
test cases that if it's a Realme logo, the the back color should be the text, the color should be in the yellow, the frame color, but the text color should
Yes.
be in the black, right? And then
Black.
in the test cases itself, in the expected result, you can, when you write in an Excel file, you can have a link it to that particular image. And in the next step, you can take a screenshot of this image and keep it for the future reference, right? So whenever you
Right.
get this build, you will identify the screenshot which you have captured and the latest actual result. So you will come to know if actual result is not matching with the expected result. For example, tomorrow, instead of Realme, if they have written me real, or if they have changed the color from orange to yellow, right? Then it's a defect.
Yes.
Clear? So this kind of approach you can keep. Okay. One more approach you can keep is in the automation, you have got uh, this Sikuli, right? Sikuli is good in capturing the images, right? And it does image recognition, and it will tell you that whether the image capture are proper or not. So you can use Sikuli automation, right?
Okay.
So that also you can do. Okay. Now tell me high level test scenarios for this website. This is a website, Flipkart based website. There are filters and all these
Yes.
tabs available. So tell me high level test scenarios. How will you test it?
Sir, firstly, I test UI testing.
Hmm.
Whatever the Flipkart logo is there,
Okay.
if the user enter the proper URL, then it
Mm-hmm.
redirect to the Flipkart website or not.
Correct.
After
Correct.
that, the login button is display or not.
Perfect.
Whatever the buttons are there that are displayed or not, or
Mm-hmm.
uh, user must be click on that button and redirect to the particular pages.
Mm-hmm.
Then after the in the left side filters are there, then user will be able to clicking on the drop down and checkbox also. Then after,
Yes, you are going in the right direction. What else?
yes sir, or there is a card button is also there, then able to user must be able to add item into the cart. Then after it process to the next whatever procedure is there. Sir, I think this is
Okay. Okay. Then you have got these tabs also. See, electronics. This is a main tab. And in this, you have all the sub tabs, right?
yes sir.
So when you
Yes.
click on these sub tabs, is it been redirecting you to the proper page, proper screen, right? Then you have
Yes.
got this more tab. In this, you have got download application. So if you click on this download app, you should be able to download this particular application. Notifications, 24/7 customer care. Is it popping you to some chat kind of a tool, right? Then these are links available over here. Once you click on these particular links, is it working? All these links are working. Secondly, are they redirecting you to the proper page, right? And now this website I have opened in the Google Chrome browser. So you can also perform testing in the Firefox Edge browser. In the mobile, you can test in the tablet, right? So those things you can test. You can test for search products. What if you enter some valid product? What if you enter some invalid product? What if you don't enter anything and you click on this particular magnifying lens, right? So that's how you
Mm,
can test. What about this logo, Flipkart? Is it been properly displayed? This Explore
yes.
Plus is again a link, right? The sale of the day, all the text is being properly displayed or not. So those all scenarios you can identify. Whenever you get this chance, okay, see, again, in brands also you can perform search. Over here also search option is there. Now you can search some product and you can search for those brands. So that is using two search functionalities, right? So whenever you get this kind of question of test scenarios in an interview, right? So what you have to do is you have to come up with more and more number of scenarios.
Okay.
So that is important, right? There can be n number of scenarios. There can be functional scenarios, non-functional scenarios. There can be positive, happy path, negative scenarios. So try to cover more. Try to speak more for this kind of question in an interview, right? Okay.
Okay.
How much time does it take to develop a test case, to design a test case? How much time does it take?
Sir, it depend upon the module size, whatever the requirement are there. If there is a too much requirement, then it take a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this was a good answer. Actually, you didn't tell 2 minutes, you didn't tell 2 hours. You told it's based on the complexity of the scenario. If it's the functionality for which you are developing a test case is a complex one, it will take more time. It might take 15 to 20 minutes. If it's a
Yes.
straightforward UI UX change, then it might take 2 minutes. If it is intermediate thing, for example, uh, it's a combination of UI, UX, and functionality. So it might take 10 minutes for one test case, right? Okay. Now, what
Yes.
are the real-time challenges that you have faced in the test cases, with the test cases? Real-time challenges.
Sir, real-time changes what I faced it
Mhm,
uh, whenever there is a too much load in our website,
mhm,
means too much login, too much user are uh, logging into our website, then
mhm,
sometime our website can not responding for a 2 to 3 minutes. For
mhm,
that
mhm.
period of time, we face the changes issues.
So, so let's say if I ask you the question, if any critical issue that you have found, or if any blocker issue you have found, so you can give this example that I was able to test with many users, and as soon as I increased the load on the website got crashed. Right now, if I am asking you real-time challenges for the test cases, then the expected answer can be that whenever the requirements gets changed, you have to update your test cases. Whenever the client communicates in the, you are having those scheduled calls. So let's say if client is communicating that this particular ticket needs this modification in the acceptance criteria, then again your test cases will get changed, right? It might happen
Yes,
that you have written the test cases in now it's for example Saturday, Sunday, right? You would have written test cases on Friday, and then on Monday you got a change, right? It might happen that you got a change after 6 months, so it's a bit difficult to keep a track, right? So that's the um, challenges that we face with the test cases, right? It's difficult to keep them updated because it might happen that by the time that change would have come to update the test cases, you might be working on some other critical task, right? So you have to manage both the tasks.
yes.
Again, that is a challenge, right? So this is how you can answer. Clear?
Okay.
Hmm?
Yes, yes,
Great, great. Don't get nervous. Drink some water. Okay, you are really doing good, right? Uh,
yes.
okay. Which is the defect tracking tool that you are using in your project?
Sir, we are using a Jira, but I didn't get that much of chance to work with that tool.
Mhm. Okay, so you are using Jira. So for raising issues, for raising defects, you would be using Jira, right?
Yes,
So I didn't get that statement. Like you didn't get a chance for working with Jira, but you are using Jira.
sir. I just raised the bug,
Mm,
nothing else. At the my last 1 month before I left the job,
mhm,
that time I am using the Jira tool.
mm.
Otherwise, my roles are just analyzing the requirement, building the test cases. That's all.
Okay, no worries. So you were able to raise a defect in Jira. That's also a good thing.
Yes.
You actually use that particular tool, right? So how did you raise a defect in Jira? Which are the different fields? Which are the different parameters you used while logging the ticket in Jira?
Sir, I didn't remember about it.
Okay, okay, no worries. But when you go in the real-time interview,
Yes,
then you have to be prepared with this kind of question because Jira is a very important tool. It's an important software
yes,
which is in demand and it's been used almost in all the organizations, right? So the
yes,
interviewer will be happy to know that you have worked on Jira and you remember that kind of experience, right? Like which are fields in the Jira, like for example, summary is there, then issue
yes,
description is there, steps is there, steps to reproduce that issue, then fix version and release version. So in which version you would like to get it fixed, right? Then if it needs to be taken in the current sprint, that you will assign in the current sprint. If it needs to be put in a backlog, then you will put in a backlog, right? Then attachments you will do. You can attach a screenshot, you can attach a video, right? Yeah. So those kind of things are there. Then expected result, actual result is there, right? So this is how you have to tell in an interview. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Ritu. It was nice talking to you. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And your interview was really good, right? So be confident, don't get nervous. If you will get nervous, then automatically the answers which you might be knowing, you won't be able to answer in an interview.
Answer.
So don't get
Okay.
nervous at all, right? And be prepared for scenario type of questions. For example, I was asking you those image-based testing, then
Yes.
website scenarios. So those things you have to be prepared. How can you prepare for those things is, I'll give you one idea. What you have to do is you have to open some website in mobile or laptop, and you have to start imagining about how will you test the application. It's not just about breaking the application, but it is also about validating whether it is meeting the requirements or not, right? Sort of.
Yes.
So that's how you have to test. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ritu. It was nice talking to you,
Thank you.
and I wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you so much.